Some call it Little Africa, but for many of the thousands of migrants who end up in this poor neighborhood of southern Tel Aviv, it was supposed to be the promised land. The majority of them are Sudanese, Congolese or Eritrean, like these men fleeing war and persecution. Ngusa arrived from the Horn of Africa a couple of years ago in search of a better life, a journey which came at the heaviest price for the rest of his family, who tried to follow suit.
After I told my wife about life in Israel, she tried to come with my daughter. She was tired of carrying her when she crossed from Egypt into Israel, so she handed her to another person. That's when the Egyptian border guards shot and killed my wife, and now my daughter is in Egypt. I think about her every day.
Most of these migrants say they knew little about Israel before coming. Their sudden influx is simply the result of smugglers having recently turned the country into the easiest and cheapest way out of Africa, which Ibrahim from Darfur confirms.
It's easy to come here in Israel, but when you need to go like United States or France, it's very difficult. You have to make papers, and you have to pay more money.
Ibrahim is learning English at this local NGO. Organizations like this are rare and clearly filling a void left by the Israeli government, which has no clear immigration policy regarding these recent arrivals. Ibrahim, for instance, spent 7 months in a detention center before being sent here with a conditional release visa. Ben, the education coordinator at the center, says that is a common story.
They are jailed there for an indeterminate amount of time. But there's a one-in, one-out policy, so when the prison is full, they get released. They get given a bus ticket to Tel Aviv and the addresses of organizations such as ourselves who can help them.
This increase in illegal immigration has Israeli authorities caught between the moral imperative of helping some of these victims of persecution and the obligation, according to the Israeli Prime Minister, of thwarting a phenomenon which threatens the Jewish character of the State of Israel. So far, practically none of these immigrants have been granted refugee status in order to avoid setting a precedent. Instead, they're given non-work visas which have to be renewed every 3 months.